What happens on Disney World's $900 an hour VIP tours?
Oh.
And more importantly, can I do the same stuff in one day without paying for anything with my park admission? Let's find out. I'm racing my VIP tour, baby. Rope drop bright and early at Hollywood Studios. We've got a lot of rides to do here and not a lot of time to do it in if we want to beat that VIP tour. So today I am rope dropping. I am here before the park is opened. It's about 30 minutes before the park opens right now. You can see that the resort guest early entry has already kicked in. That's what those guests up there are doing. And you can see the lines have already started forming for non-resort guests. So we're gonna hop in line and get our morning started with some power walking to an attraction, probably. Thank you. Let's ride. All right, it is 9:15. We are in the park, we've made it. Now our goal today is to race my VIP tour. I'm going to try to see if I can do all the same stuff that I did on my VIP tour today, but without paying for anything. So no $900 an hour specially guided VIP tour, no individual lightning lanes, no Genie Plus. I am just here on park admission and we're gonna see what we can do. Talk a little bit about what are VIP tours and can they possibly be worth that price? We're gonna find out. So we've started today at Hollywood Studios, which is not where I started my VIP tour, but we have to work with a slightly different strategy. The two biggest rides in this park that you'll want to consider rope dropping are Rise of the Resistance in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Slinky Dog Dash. Now, typically, I like to Genie Plus Slinky Dog Dash and rope drop Rise of the Resistance, so I don't have to worry about buying an individual lightning lane. This morning, however, we are headed to Slinky Dog Dash first because we don't have any skip the line offerings. And Slinky Dog gets a very, very long line, typically one of the longest, if not the longest lines in Disney World at any given time. It's already posted at a 60-minute wait. And it's only gonna go up from there, so hopefully it's not quite 60 minutes, but we'll find out. Now as I'm headed into Toy Story Land, let's talk a bit about what a VIP tour is. So Disney does offer VIP tours. These are for groups of up to 10 guests, where you are picked up in a private vehicle from your Walt Disney World Resort accommodations or branded partner resort, and you get a lot of different amenities from this tour. They are multiple hours long, there's a 7-hour minimum, and on these tours you get a personal VIP guide who stays with you all day and helps you skip the line at all of your favorite attractions, as many as you want. They're completely personalized. You can tell them what you want to do in your hours and they will do their best to get you through all that stuff. There are a ton of benefits. You don't have to go through the regular park gates. You get driven in a private vehicle from park to park and typically parked sometimes literally outside of the ride building to the ride you're heading to. You can go to multiple theme parks. So on ours in 7 hours, we visited all 4 theme parks, which is what we'll have to do today too. You're often given access to lightning lane entrances, and sometimes you even get to skip the lightning lanes. Pricing wise, these are super expensive. They range from $450 to $900 per hour, depending on the date. Holidays are gonna be more expensive, that kind of thing. All of them have to be a minimum of 7 continuous hours, and tips are not required, but they are customary depending on the price of your tour, and typically will be $500 and up. So expect to budget a lot of money for a VIP tour. But this is how the celebs do Disney. This is how the super rich and famous folks do Disney. They book VIP tours so they don't have to wait in the lines. It is certainly a luxury offering and not something that everybody is going to be able to afford, as that minimum price is going to be above $3,000. But hypothetically, if you split it between 10 adults, $315 to do it if you were to split it all 10 ways. So technically doable if you really, really wanted to. But we're talking about today if you need to do that at all and what you're missing if you don't choose to do a VIP tour. Posted 60 minutes and we are boarding at 35 minutes. So this is why you rope drop. The lightning lanes haven't gotten long yet. Everything just moves a little quicker. All right, off Slinky Dog Dash. That is one of our 4 attractions here in Hollywood Studios. We have been in the park for about 45 minutes since we walked in the front gate. Now, on the VIP tour, we were in each park for almost exactly 2 hours. It was 2 hours and 5 minutes to do everything you will see in this video for each park. So 2 hours and 5 minutes at Hollywood Studios, 2 hours at Animal Kingdom, 2 hours at Hollywood Studios, and then a little less than 1 hour at Magic Kingdom, but we only did the one ride. So we are heading to Our next attraction, Rise of Resistance, is up to an 85-minute wait. We're not going to be able to avoid a long wait for that one since we aren't paying to skip the lines. So we're going to try to knock out the other two before we head to Rise of Resistance. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is currently down, which is not great for us. But we're going to go ahead on to Tower. And then hopefully by the time we're off Tower, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will come up. Just kidding. Rise is also down. Sounds right. So hopefully at least one of those comes up. If they're not up when I'm off Tower, if neither one is up, we're going to grab a coffee, give them a breather to try to get up. If they don't come up after that, we're leaving. We are in a race today. I'm racing. Don't have time for down rides. There she is, the Hollywood Tower Hotel. This Tower of Terror, it is a drop style attraction where you go into the Twilight Zone at this spooky 1930s hotel, I believe. It is so fun. Definitely a favorite of mine. Definitely more thrilling and scary. And with a 25-minute posted wait, I imagine we'll be on pretty darn quickly. Hi, TJ.
Enjoy your stay.
TJ is a famous cast member here at Haunted Mansion. He's been here a good long while, and people love how much of a character he is heading into this spooky ride. All right, off Tower. It was a blast as always. The wait was 30 minutes, so a little longer than posted, but not by much. Something interesting I want to show you is that for the VIP tour, you traverse through behind the scenes at Disney because it gets you around a whole lot faster. Your guide takes you backstage, and Tower was the last ride we did in Hollywood Studios. To exit Hollywood Studios, we actually went through this door right here. Just this hotel staff only door on the side here. We got off Tower and we went right out through these doors, so you don't have to do nearly as much walking on a VIP tour because you have all these secret little shortcuts like that. All right, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that our target rides for this park are back up. The bad news is they're both at 70 or 75 minutes, which to be expected, but I think I'm going to go hop in line for Rise of the Resistance, which is at 75 minutes, because I think Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will drop, and we're gonna have to leave this park before riding Mickey and Minnie's, I believe, unless something goes wrong, because our Tron Light Cycle Run virtual queue is gonna get called over for Magic Kingdom, and we're gonna need to be over there for that. So probably gonna have to head out. Real quick though, I just wanted to show you before we walk over there, since you enter the parks through behind the scenes, you enter in some weirder spots. For the VIP tour, when you arrive at Hollywood Studios, you'll enter through the gate back here. As you can see, there's literally a VIP tour guide walking towards us. You enter through the gate back here around Rock and Roller Coaster. So you enter back here and then head to do everything in Hollywood Studios, exit through that door I showed you in Tower. For our VIP tour, there's a flexible start time. So we got picked up at 10 a.m. from the hotel, and we went to Animal Kingdom first, did Animal Kingdom, and then Hollywood Studios, then Epcot, and finished with Magic Kingdom. As far as I can tell, that's kind of the standard for if you're gonna do all four parks, especially because it is a little bit more of a hassle to park and get in and out of Magic Kingdom, it sounds like, so they like to do it last. But you don't have to go to all four parks. Ooh, I kind of want a brownie sundae. That's a bad idea at 10 a.m. It's 11 now. Still not a good idea. All right, my coffee is acquired. It was about a 15, maybe 20-minute detour to grab it. And that's really different from how getting coffee on a VIP tour works, because when we wanted coffee during our VIP tour, we typed our 10-person Starbucks order, complicated drinks, cold foam, into our tour guide's phone. And then he dropped us off at Haunted Mansion, scanned us into the Lightning Lane, and we rode Haunted Mansion. By the time we were off of the Haunted Mansion elevator, about to go through that door I showed you, he was standing there with all 10 of our Starbucks drinks. And on the cups, they were marked VIP. So it's likely that they do get made kind of rushed at Starbucks, since it takes a pretty long time for Starbucks to get through drinks in Disney World because they're so busy. But I got my soy caramel macchiato. I am headed to Rise of the Resistance, and we're continuing on with our challenge. It has officially been over 2 hours in Hollywood Studios. We have done half what we did during 2 hours in Hollywood Studios so far, but we're still just trying to get through everything in one day without paying for anything. I've changed my mind. I got in the Rise line, staying there for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, looking over sort of what our day looks like right now. And my big concern is that our Tron virtual queue is coming up. We are group 56. They've just called group 46. I still think we're probably 45 minutes out, but you only have an hour return window. The Rise of Resistance line was 95 minutes, and the ride itself is 20 minutes. And we'd have to get over to Magic Kingdom. So the math just wasn't mathing. I'm trying to decide if I want to do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway right now because it is 75 minutes. So maybe I'll do some math. Maybe we can make it on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in time. I think we try it. Just because worst case, I'll bail out of the line and head over to Magic Kingdom a little earlier than I would like to. But best case, hopefully, we can get on it and then get over to Magic Kingdom before the end of our virtual queue reservation at Tron. Whatever that gets called. We'll have to gauge it. Now, something I want to know about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is that with the other rides we've ridden so far, you enter through the regular lightning lane. For Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the entrance for VIP tours is actually back here. You can see a VIP tour guide standing right there. Those green doors, if you go past them into the building on the right there, that is where you enter as a VIP tour guide. The doors open directly to where the pre-show loads, and they load the pre-show, and you get loaded into the pre-show before other people. After the pre-show, you do wait in that regular boarding queue that everyone waits in. So it is still one of the longer VIP tour waits, but obviously much shorter than the 75 minutes I'm signing up for right now. I've decided to bail, as you can see by the fact that I'm not in a line. They're calling 48 at Tron right now. Again, I'm 56. I think that there's a chance I make it on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and then motor over to Magic Kingdom to make that happen. But I was thinking about it, and it's just safer for me to head to Magic Kingdom now, catch my virtual queue at the very beginning of my group, right when it's called, and then come back. I have to come back here anyway for Rise the Resistance. So Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will hopefully drop a little later in the day. I just think it's the right call. So I'm cruising out of the front of the park. We're going to hop on a bus to head to Magic Kingdom. All right, buses. Magic Kingdom, 36. Okay, that's far. And you'll notice I'm going the wrong way. It's because my coffee was kind of tragic and I need to get the taste out of my mouth with something salty because it was too sweet. So I'm getting a bag of chips. Something that no one ever does in Disney World, but there are vending machines. So here I go. I decided on pistachios and I was blessed by the vending machine gods. Got 2 for 1. Quick 20-minute bus ride and we've arrived at Magic Kingdom, which is great because, as you probably saw from my video on the bus, our virtual queue is about to get called. So we're going to be right at the beginning of it, hopefully get on Tron pretty quickly, and then be able to clear out of Magic Kingdom. During our VIP tour, Tron is the only thing we did in Magic Kingdom, so this is going to be one of our easier parks. Now, the only way to ride Tron Light Cycle Run is with a virtual queue or by purchasing the individual lightning lane. We obviously couldn't purchase that lightning lane today, so we are going virtual queue. Now, the way the virtual queue works is that you can join it at 7 a.m. or 1 p.m. And there's an additional drop at 6 p.m. on nights that they're extended evening hours for those guests. At 7 a.m., you just need to have valid admission to Magic Kingdom to be able to join that queue. At 1 p.m., you need to be scanned into Magic Kingdom to be able to join the queue. For either one, you want to be ready exactly on the minute. Literally, the queue will go in a matter of seconds, especially at 7 a.m. So you want to be ready exactly when it switches from 6:59 to 7 a.m. There is one catch to that admission detail, and that is that if you require a park pass reservation, if you're an annual pass holder, you will need a park pass to Magic Kingdom on days that park passes are required. So what we did today couldn't work on a day that park passes are required. We started at Hollywood Studios. I would have had to start at Magic Kingdom if I wanted to get that 7 a.m. Tron virtual queue, or I would have had to go for the 1 p.m. one. Now, the reason I was able to do this today is because it is a good to go day. Some days on the Disney calendar are marked as good to go days for annual pass holders, meaning you can go to any parks without requiring a park reservation. So luckily, I happened to be filming this, scheduled it on a good to go day, which means I was able to get in the virtual queue for Tron and scan into Hollywood Studios first today to help with our strategy, which we just kind of got lucky with. All right, I have made it to Tron Light Cycle Run. This is the newest attraction here in Magic Kingdom. It is a Tron themed roller coaster that takes you into the grid. It is pretty fun, it is pretty short. You ride the cars motorcycle style, so it feels pretty intense. And it's our only ride here in Magic Kingdom, so we're gonna hop on. Also, I found my parents who are riding Tron for the first time. All right, Tron done. That's our only ride in Magic Kingdom. What did you guys think of your first time on Tron?
I thought it was very cool.
They liked it. So Tron done, Magic Kingdom done, and now we still got 2.5 more parks. I've been trying to debate where to go next. It's the middle of the day, lines are long everywhere. My one ride at Epcot is 60 minutes. Two of my rides at Animal Kingdom are an hour plus. Flight of Passage is at 2.5 hours right now. Woof. But I don't really want to go back to Hollywood Studios yet because my car is there, and it's not like the lines for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway rides have dropped either. So I'm kind of thinking that I'm gonna monorail over to, I'm kind of thinking something. I think I'm gonna bus over to Animal Kingdom. I will do Expedition Everest. I will do Navi River Journey, and we will hope against hope and wish against wish that Flight of Passage drops from being an 150-minute wait. Woo. As we're passing though, I do want to point out this is where your VIP tour will take you inside Magic Kingdom. This is the VIP entrance right here next to Plaza Restaurant. You'll come in from that back area, and we just walked straight to Tron when we did it. Tron uses the Lightning Lane for the VIP tour, so it's pretty easy to get on and off of it. But that is the only thing we did in Magic Kingdom. And I was here for about the same amount of time that I was for the VIP tour. Yep, I'm leaving at an hour and 5 minutes after I arrived, which we spent about 56 minutes in Magic Kingdom during my visit. Now, differently, my VIP tour timing includes that private travel, whereas I'm not counting my transportation. So I'm kind of cheating. But we can say, including the transportation, Magic Kingdom took about an hour and a half to do just Tron Light Cycle Run. It took about an hour and a half to get over here and do Tron Light Cycle Run versus the VIP tour where it took about an hour to get over here and do Tron Light Cycle Run. So actually not that much of a time save in this park with the VIP tour. And all of that time could also be saved by purchasing the individual Lightning Lane for Tron, because I waited 30 minutes for Tron. So we would have exactly matched the VIP tour had I not waited 30 minutes for Tron. But now we are headed out to the bus stop to grab a bus to Animal Kingdom. It is Earth Day, so that's making Animal Kingdom a little bit busy. Hopefully though, people are sort of looking at the extra offerings, but lines do look long. Now, I did ride the bus over here instead of taking my car from Hollywood Studios because the bus stop for Magic Kingdom is right at the gates of Magic Kingdom, as opposed to at the Transportation and Ticket Center, which is where I would have had to park. It's about a mile still. And we didn't have to take the ferry boat or the monorail over from the parking lot. It's just a lot more efficient to take Disney transportation in the case of Magic Kingdom because the parking lot is so far from the park. So my car is just over at Hollywood Studios, and that's fine. Means we're gonna be busing to Animal Kingdom. All right, it took a long time to get over to Animal Kingdom, which can happen with the buses if your timing is wonky. That's why we always recommend budgeting an hour for travel from point A to point B in Disney World. In this case, it did take me an hour to get here. I walked up. I must have walked up right after the bus left because it was a full 20 minutes till the next Animal Kingdom bus came. We had 3 guests and ECVs on our bus, and the loading process for ECVs takes a little bit of time. And with 3 of them, it took a while, and they can't load anybody else until the ECVs are loaded, so that just took some time. And then the ride from Magic Kingdom to Animal Kingdom is the longest park-to-park ride in Disney World. It is about 15 to 20 minutes. So that's 60 minutes. Wow. But I'm at Animal Kingdom now. I've got 3 attractions to do here, and we're gonna try to get through them. Right about now, I am missing that private van. Now, while we're headed in this park, let's talk a little bit about starting your VIP tour in the morning. So you do have that flexible start time. They pick you up right from your hotel. We were in a 15-seater van. However, they have a whole fleet of different vehicles, and they assign the vehicle based on your group size. So we had a 10-person group. We were in that 15-seater. You're in a smaller group, you might find yourself in a smaller van, but expect plenty of space in whatever vehicle they bring you. You don't go through the regular ticket points, as I mentioned, but they will scan your ticket one time during the day. They scanned ours when we arrived at Hollywood Studios, so our tickets were not scanned to Animal Kingdom. They scanned them when we got to Hollywood Studios. We were given VIP pins and VIP ear hats. Yes, for real. Super cool VIP ear hats. Now, they do not always have the VIP ear hats when you take your tour. Our guide told us that you'll typically get those ear hats on holidays, holiday weekends, and things like that, which is when we were doing this, so we did get our ear hats. You will also go through bag check. Bag check happened at Animal Kingdom for us first thing in the morning backstage. A security guard meets your van backstage and checks everybody's bags really quickly. It was super, super easy, and we didn't have to do bag check again. Also, of course, all that parking happened backstage. The entrance to Animal Kingdom was just across the way by Rainforest Cafe, so pretty close to the front entrance. There are a few rules when you take a VIP tour. The biggest one, absolute biggest one, is there is no filming backstage. From all my VIP tour footage that you're seeing during this video, you won't see any that was filmed while we were in backstage areas. They really, really stress that. It's a major Disney rule about protecting the magic. So no filming, no photos backstage at all. The other rule is that your VIP tour guide cannot tell you if they have hosted any celebrities. Of course, this is how the rich and famous do Disney. And those VIP tour guides, many of them have hosted those who are rich and famous, but they cannot share that with you. So just don't ask them, they'll have to tell you no. But you can, pick your favorite celebrity and just pretend that your VIP tour guide hosted the same person. Because it's Earth Day, there are some special characters in Animal Kingdom. I just heard them say that the bears from Brother Bear are coming by, so we can see them. What are their names? Coda is one of them. Yep, there they go. Cuties. I have made it to Expedition Everest. This is a roller coaster that takes you on a journey into the Forbidden Mountain, a mountain that neighbors Everest. On your way up to Everest itself, you may or may not encounter some cryptid-like creatures, maybe a Yeti on your way. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird, but it could happen. It's a pretty intense roller coaster, and it's one that is getting a bit too intense for me. I think I'm still going to ride it today, but I have been skipping it lately, and this is my message to you to say, don't be afraid to tell your family to ride something without you if it's going to be something that makes you uncomfortable. Everest is the most intense G-forces coaster, at least for me. I think Rockin' might be up there, but I haven't ridden it in a while because it's been closed. I met it in the single rider line, but if I were on the VIP tour, I would go through this gate and skip not only the single rider line, not only the standby line, but also the entire lightning lane. You go through this gate, they ask you if you or group would prefer the front or back, and they immediately load you onto the next train. There's literally no waiting with a VIP tour, not even behind lightning lane folks. However, with Everest, the single rider line is more often than not an option. There are only 4 people ahead of me, and the single rider line tends to move pretty darn quickly. Usually you can get on in 10 minutes or less if you're willing and able to split up your party, even on those really busy, really crowded days. So I highly recommend popping over here to the single rider line for a quick ride. All right, I am headed over to Africa now. Everest is done. Did not cause me too much trouble today. I have a hard time when that one goes backwards. I think it's really intense. It makes my head feel funny. And while I'm getting older, I just don't think I'm going to be riding it as much. But I rode it today. I survived. So we're cool. I am headed now to Kilimanjaro Safaris, which I'm so excited about because it is one of my favorite Disney attractions of all time. Because I love animals and I love looking at animals. And there's no better way to do that than on Kilimanjaro Safaris. So we're headed that way. It's a 35-minute wait, which I'm hoping is more like a 20-minute wait. We'll see. And then we have to contend with the longest wait in this park, Avatar Flight of Passage. The reason I'm not going ahead and handling that one is because it has been, I don't want to jinx it. I cannot confirm that it may or may not have been steadily dropping for the past few hours. So hopefully that continues. Typically, Animal Kingdom is a park that you can expect to get a lot less crowded as the day goes on because a lot of people consider it a half-day park. So they will start their day here and then head somewhere else since it's also the earliest closing park. So Animal Kingdom does tend to get less crowded in the afternoon. Today's a bit of a weird one because it is Earth Day. Lots of folks are here celebrating our planet, which I love, but it is making my ride challenge a little wonky. 80-minute wait for Flight of Passage right now. We'll see if it stays up that high. Now, this is not the ideal time to ride Kilimanjaro safaris. It is the middle of the day, it's the hottest part of the day, but it's a cooler day, so we might still get a pretty good safari. The best times to ride are first thing in the morning or last thing in the evening, at those cooler times of day when the animals are more active, which is why those wait times, I saw it at 110 minutes this morning. So if you can't rope drop it, you might want to wait just because the waits will get so long. And they do drop dramatically. Usually at the end of the day, Kilimanjaro Safaris is a walk-on. Has about a 5-minute wait. We're headed in, 35-minute wait. We'll see how close that actually is. Not bad at all. Like 20 minutes, and we're about to load. So really great showing here at Animal Kingdom so far, even on Earth Day. I love this park. When we did this on the VIP tour, we just went straight through the lightning lane. So yeah, let's go see some animals. Kilimanjaro Safaris, it was amazing as usual. I learned something new about animals every single time I'm in Animal Kingdom, often on Kilimanjaro Safaris. Because it's a cooler day, the animals were pretty active. The giraffes were right next to the car. We saw the zebras running. I've never seen that before. One of the rhinoceroses was like eating, and I was like, that looks like a mythical creature. Crazy that that's a real animal that's standing right there. Anyway, I love Kilimanjaro Safaris. If you even like animals a little bit, if anyone in your group likes animals, it is a must do. But we've got one more ride here in Animal Kingdom. It's a doozy. I am going to grab some lunch to eat in line because we are headed to what is currently an 85-minute posted wait for Flight of Passage. All right, lunch acquired. This is the harissa chicken wrap from Kusafiri Coffee and Bakery. I highly recommend this spot for breakfast and lunch. They typically have great plant-based items. They have great kind of grab-and-go items, which kind of surprising, but a little few and far between in Disney World. There's not a lot of stuff that's easy to like walk and eat, like this wrap. Anyway, pretty jazzed about it. I'm taking the long way over to Pandora because I do need to pick up a fresh phone charger. And then I'm gonna head on over to Flight of Passage and we're gonna camp out in line for a good long while. All right, we've made it. It is a 75-minute wait for Flight of Passage right now, which is, I think I saw it drop to 70, but otherwise, pretty much the lowest I've seen it all day. I've got half of my wrap left to eat in line. I've got a fresh phone battery, so hopefully we survive. For Flight of Passage on the VIP tour, you kind of go through the lightning lane, but you kind of skip it. Your guide stays with you until you are basically put into the pre-show, and you go all the way up in the lightning lane, and then at the end, where normally you would wait in that bay to be placed in a room, they walk you right up to the front to be placed first, so it's pretty cool.
Welcome to the Avatar program. Soon, you're gonna have a chance to undertake an amazing Na'vi rite of passage, flying on the back of this powerful animal called an Ikron, or as we call it, a banshee.
My biggest tip for Flight of Passage is to let yourself be immersed, because that ride is designed to make you feel like you're really flying. And if you let yourself for just a second believe that you are, it feels like you really are. I've been having a really good time on Flight of Passage lately because I've just been letting myself fly, and it's been awesome. That was amazing. It was an hour wait, so we did actually get a 15-minute shorter wait than posted, which is great. So now I think we're gonna head on to Epcot and then back over to finish our day where we started at Hollywood Studios. So far, the race is happening. It's good. Even when we're racing a VIP tour, we have time to see Annie, who it seems like is up because there's lots of people over here, so she must be up. Yep, she's up by the gate back there. It's time for her to go in for dinner, and she gets antsy around that time. That's Annie the anteater, and I love her deeply. I didn't know that I loved anteaters, but I really do. The Epcot bus is here. Please don't drive away. I need to go to Epcot. I almost accidentally waited for the Magic Kingdom bus, which would have been bad because I don't even have any rides to do in Magic Kingdom. All right, we've arrived at Epcot. It feels weird that I haven't been here yet today. I've been everywhere else. It just feels weird that I'm just now making it to Epcot. It's almost 6 p.m. But we only have one ride in Epcot. Now, our VIP tour, things got a little wonky in this park, which is why we only have one ride, but I will talk you through that after I scan in. So when we took our VIP tour, we had 2 Epcot attractions on our list. That was Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Soarin' Around the World. Now, we got to the park. The van got parked backstage behind Guardians of the Galaxy, and we walked in, only to find as we walked in, Guardians of the Galaxy went down. Literally as we were walking in, because the VIP guides keep track of what is up, what's not up at all times, so that they avoid this happening at all costs. But we did walk up to a closed Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. The cast members told our guide that it was not likely that it was going to come up anytime soon. And VIP tours are typically a very tight agenda. We still had to go to Magic Kingdom at that point. So unfortunately, we did not get to ride Guardians during our VIP tour. So even VIP tours, even those expensive, super private tours, do not keep rides from going down. So the same issues we were dealing with this morning with Rise of Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, we dealt with on our VIP tour, and it meant that we did not get to ride Guardians during our tour at all. So certainly something to keep in mind, especially if you're planning on booking a VIP tour, is that they're not a 100% guarantee that you will for sure get to do all these things. Is it one of your best bets to cram a ton into one day? Probably, but it is not a guarantee that everything on your list will happen. And that's certainly not your guide's fault. But we are headed now to the one ride we did get to do in Epcot, which was Soarin' Around the World. And going to Soarin' on a VIP tour is really cool. Soarin' is located in the Land Pavilion, which is right on the edge of Epcot. And that means that when you go to ride Soarin', your VIP guide actually parks your vehicle right outside of the ride building, and you literally, within 7 steps, are inside the Soarin' ride building. It's absolutely wild. And then you wait in a little back room, basically, until they're ready to load you into a theater. It was faster than a lightning lane by a lot, and really, really cool because it was like stepping right into a ride building from a car. It was crazy. So that's how we got to Soarin'. We drove over here from Guardians because Epcot's so big, they do tend to drive you around backstage. Right now, though, we're headed in the standby line because we're not paying for anything today, and certainly not a $450 to $900 an hour private tour. So we're currently just in the regular standby line. It's a posted 35-minute wait right now. I think, we'll see, but I think it could be shorter. It's been dropping steadily all day, as I kind of expected. So hopefully I'll be on it not too long, and then back to Hollywood Studios. And after that, we can see the final results of how I did versus the VIP tour. We have a long way to go before we can leave the park. now that Soarin's done. But if we were leaving from a VIP tour, we'd be going out those doors right there and headed right out to our van, which would have magically moved to be where we needed it to be. That's what our guide would have been doing while we were on Soarin, meaning we barely had to do any walking at all before we were back in our air conditioning van with our water and our belongings. Honestly, that's kind of the best thing about the car is that you could leave stuff in it all the time. So like, you know, all my sunscreen and my chargers and stuff like that, they can stay in the van, and then if I need them, I can take them out. I'm not having to carry around my bag, which, you know, it's a little thing, but it's very nice. I was debating whether I wanted to take the bus or the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios. I actually think that walking up to the bus stop and taking the bus would be a little bit faster, but if I have to wait a long time on the bus, then it definitely won't be. Could really slow us down. So I think I'm gonna go Skyliner just because we know the Skyliner's moving. We know we'll be able to get in a Skyliner and go and not have to wait on it. I think I'm gonna go Skyliner. Although the buses probably come really often because Hollywood Studios is right there. Flip a coin. Tails, bus. All right, we're going to the bus. I almost just got on the monorail. Why do I want to go to Magic Kingdom so badly? I need to go to Hollywood Studios. Back to the bus stop. We're rolling. Feels like just yesterday that I was at Hollywood Studios last time. Well, wait a minute. That's because it was this morning. Wasn't even yesterday. Anyway, headed in. It is an absolutely gorgeous time of day. Sunsets in Florida are really, really spectacular. We often get some pretty cool coastal clouds, and the sunsets are always really cool for several hours. So you take a look at the sky when you're in Disney World. You probably won't be able to miss it once they really get going. But we're headed in. We've got two rides to knock out here before the park closes, and as fast as possible to see how we stand up against the VIP tour, see how worth it that thing actually is. But I'm headed to Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway and Rise of the Resistance. And I think my parents are here again. Hollywood. Ooh, it's Hollywood. Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway is our next stop. I showed you how to get into Mickey Minnie's earlier because we did try to do this once already today. But we're gonna try again with a much shorter wait this time than the 75 minutes that it was earlier. Don't forget that the entrance for this for a VIP tour is off to the side and does skip that lightning lane. We don't have that luxury, so we're just gonna wait. My mom's over there. What is she doing? Why are they walking? Don't get in line without me. We waited 35 minutes and now we're about to load. Off Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. It was great as usual, and we've got one more ride, biggest ride of the day, and this was really spicy to leave to the end because this one does love to break down. We're headed to Rise of the Resistance. Have I checked if it's currently up? No, I have not. Thank you for asking. Rise of the Resistance, probably one of the most popular rides in Disney World still. It is a 35-minute posted wait. I'd be willing to wager that it's a little less than that. We're gonna find out though. We're getting in line. It's 8:25. It is the last hour of the park day. Rise is complicated because yes, this is the best time to ride Rise. You will get the shortest wait at the last hour of the park day. However, Rise of the Resistance is also very prone to closures. And if it is a must-do for you, I recommend rope dropping just in case it does happen to close in that last hour of the park day. You don't want to rely on that. It's great to rely on it as a second time riding Rise for your trip, but not if it's total must-do for your first time riding Rise. So just keep that in mind. This was risky of me today, but we saw how the morning panned out and it was just where it landed, and it happened to work out for us today. Hopefully we'll be on pretty soon. Now, when you ride Rise of Resistance with a VIP guide, you will go through the lightning lane, your VIP guide with you all the way, so that they can lead you to some of the best spots for the pre-show and things like that. But, let's go work for the Resistance, shall we? Alright, we walked all the way up to the second-ish to last room. I think the second to last room. So, Rise at the end of the day. We made it off Rise of Resistance. We waited 15 minutes, and that's it. The park is closed now. Fireworks just went off in the sky for Fantasmic. But yeah, Rise of Resistance in 15 minutes, pretty darn cool, and honestly, probably not that much longer than I waited for it for the VIP tour. There you have it though. I did everything that I did in my VIP tour in one day without paying for anything but my park admission, which you have to pay for as well with the VIP tour. So, you know, you could pay $450 to $900 an hour for a 7-hour minimum, or you could just watch AllEars and do the same thing much easier. Now, of course, there are a couple of things that I did not have. For instance, a nice air-conditioned van to drive me around, someone to get me waters and coffees, and it did take me about twice as long as the VIP tour to do all of this. But the point is, there's different speeds that you can do things in Disney World, but as long as you're studying up and you've got good strategy, you can get through everything you want to do. And we're always going to help you with that. So check out our other videos, and we will always talk you through the best ways to do everything in one day. I also want to note that our VIP tour was with 10 people, and I was alone, moving at maximum speed for most of the day, except when my parents tagged along, and then we were still moving pretty fast. So 10 people, a lot harder to wrangle, and this might be an option if you are splitting it 10 ways. To be able to get through a ton of stuff very, very quickly with a ton of people. But there you have it. I've raced my VIP tour, and we'll call it a tie. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and now go watch me try to get every single Disney World ride photo in one day. That one was a doozy. I'll see you there.